Hey guys, this video is part 2 of the royal tombs of Ur, and like the title says, I'm going to talk about some of the artifacts found in the ancient tombs, from iconic artifacts, vessels, jewelry, and ancient weapons. I highly recommend you guys watch part 1, as it gives you the idea of the layout of the tomb and where the ancient bodies were located. With that said, let's jump into this. The first artifact we'll be looking at is the ram caught in a thicket. Was an artifact with a twin counterpart that was discovered in the Great Death Pit. Each of the statues is a ram standing on its hind legs, surrounded by gold branches and ornaments. The body of the ram is from a wood core applied with silver and gold. The ram's horns were made out of lapis, and the ram's fleece was made out of shell. In the book of Genesis, Abraham finds a ram stuck in a thicket, and sacrifices it instead of his own son. We can't be sure that the Old Testament is somehow related to this ancient symbol, but it is an interesting correlation. Another artifact is the Lion of Ur. I'm not sure where this artifact was found in the tombs, but it was most likely used for a finial for the arm of a chair. It was made of silver. The lion's eyes were made out of shell and lapis. This artifact is a silver bolt model found in PG 789, the King's Grave. Several boat models were found in the royal tombs. They often carried small containers, like the boats were carrying supplies to the afterlife. Another artifact is this game board that is also found in the King's Grave. This game is very similar to a game board found in Queen Puabi's tomb, PG 800. They are different. The game board found at the King's Grave is animal themed, and the one found in the Queen's tomb had abstract designs. The gaming tiles, shown here, were square in the King's Grave and were round in Puabi's tomb. The next artifact is the King's Royal Scepter that was located in Private Grave 779. The scepter was found in one of the largest tombs. The end caps of the scepter is made out of shells. On the right side there are 5 bands of thin gold foil that have designs in bas relief, almost like they were cylinder seals, but they are too worn down to be recognized. On the left side, there are bands of mosaics of shell and lapis. The scepter is 41.5 centimeters long and was found in the same tomb as the Standard of Ur. The Standard of Ur can be considered the most iconic artifact found in the royal tombs. It was found in PG 779. Here's the layout of the tomb and where the Standard of Ur was located. It was called the Standard of Ur by the archaeologist Leonard Woolley. There are 2 sides to the Standard of Ur. The front panel is called War, shown here, and the back panel is called Peace. Woolley thought since the Standard of Ur was beside the shoulder of a man he believed to be a soldier, which it is possible the Standard of Ur was carried upright on a pole, as a standard to be carried in front of soldiers in battle, or it could have been during ceremonial parades of the king. Therefore Woolley named it the Standard of Ur. In time, Woolley's theory was dismissed in favor of a sound box for a musical instrument. It is even described as such in the British Museum, where it is held. But again, like Woolley's theory, there are reasons to suggest that the standard is not a music box. First, the Standard of Ur does not resemble any of the stringed instruments found in any of the tombs, such as the great lyre found in the King's Grave and several lyres and harps found at the Death Pit near Queen Puabi's tomb. Second, the shape of the standard is different than the other instruments and does not have the components one would associate with a musical instrument, such as turning pegs and other attachments used to hold strings in place. Third, the Standard of Ur is covered in mosaic inlays on all 4 of its sides, leaving no room to attach the strings. Lastly, the mosaic inlays are set in place by bitumen, a soft tar-like material. This substance is not very durable, so it would not withstand the handling that is applied to the shoulder of the instrument. A third theory was proposed by Paola Vallani. She suggests that the standard was used as a chest to store funds for warfare, public projects, and religious works. Out of all the theories so far, this seems most likely to me, as there is a small door in one of the end panels, which could have stored funds. But again, there are some problems that emerge. First, the door is too small for a hand to fit through and pull out the gold and silver ingots, as the Sumerians didn't have any metal coins. I guess you could shake the standard to get the funds out, but that does not sound like a good idea, as the standard inlays are delicate. Second, the standard is too small to hold enough ingots to fund a war, build a temple, or any public projects, as it would be very difficult to stack ingots as the door is at the bottom of the box, Personally, the best theory in my opinion is that we just don't know. For all we know, it could just be as simple as a decorated object made for the king to take to the afterlife. Let's move on to some of the vessels and jewelry found, starting with some of the vessels. This is an electrum drinking tumbler. It looks like it's made from gold, but electrum is an alloy of gold and silver that can occur naturally. This picture does have some minor touch-ups to repair some of the damage on the inside of the cup. Here's the bottom of the vessel. This next artifact is an ostrich egg-shaped vessel, found in PG 779. It is made of gold, lapis, red limestone, shell, and bitumen. Fun fact, the egg was made out of a single sheet of gold. These materials did not come from Mesopotamia, so they came from trade with Afghanistan, Anatolia, and quite possibly from Nubia and Egypt. This ostrich egg is dated to around 2550 BC. This is an inlay silver cosmetic box lid, which was found in Queen Puabi's tomb. It is made of silver, lapis, and a single piece of shell. The imagery depicts a lion attacking a sheep. This artifact also dates to 2550 BC. Moving on to jewelry found in the ancient tombs. These are 3 Sumerian necklaces. The Sumerians believed that it was essential to bring gifts for the gods and goddesses of the underworld. That is why you see feminine objects such as jewelry found near the graves of men, and many masculine objects such as daggers near the graves of women. These artifacts are 4 gold rings that were found on Queen Puabi's fingers. Many of the women found in the Great Death Pit wore similar rings. There were a total of 10 rings found on the queen's fingers. This artifact is an example of a bracelet worn by many of the women found in the Great Death Pit, as well as in the tomb of Queen Puabi. Now, let's look at some of the weapon artifacts. This is a gold dagger with a scabbard. This is a modern reproduction, with the original dagger located in the Baghdad Museum. The dagger is 33 centimeters in length, and the handle is made out of lapis. Here are more pictures. A restored dagger, as well as 2 copper blades. A dagger with a copper blade, and another dagger made of gold with a silver handle. Here's a modern reconstruction of the dagger. And finally, a dagger found in tomb PG 1618. This is around 26.82 centimeters in length. It may be hard to see, but in this image from the standard of you can see a curved sword called a sickle sword that was sometimes used by the Sumerians. In this picture, we can see 2 copper spear points, shown on the left and right, as well as 2 harpoons, which Leonard Woolley called them. The harpoon's blunt points might be used for a different purpose. They could have been used as pole weapons, as the blunt ends could be used to push back enemy shields, and the hook could have been used to catch the rims of the shield and rip it from the enemy's hands, leaving them vulnerable. Here are silver and electrum spear points. From the materials they are made from, these weapons were ceremonial, as silver and gold are not hard enough to be very effective. The silver spear is 34.5 centimeters, and the electrum spear is 17 centimeters. This artifact is a copper relief that shows 2 lions crushing the bodies of slain enemy soldiers. This relief was considered by Leonard Woolley as part of a shield, as it was found next to a soldier in the king's grave. This artifact is a royal battle axe with gold bands. This axe was found in a royal grave where the chambers did not survive over the years. The axe is 47 centimeters in length. This last artifact is not a weapon, but a gold helmet called the Gold Helmet of King Muscalandug. This helmet is an electrotype copy, so here's the original helmet. The helmet was designed to look like the wearer's own hair. The holes seen at the bottom of the helmet were used for cloth trim and to hold an exterior lining. This helmet is also similar to the Akkadian king, Sargon of Akkad. The helmet was found in PG 755. In the tomb, several objects mention Mescalandug, yet the cylinder seal of Mescalandug is found in a different royal tomb, so it is possible this is not his royal tomb. What do you guys think about some of the artifacts found? The quality of these artifacts is just amazing. To think they are around 4,500 years old. If you guys are interested, I would suggest to look up more about these artifacts, as there is a lot more to be seen. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like and share this video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more historical content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.